You gotta like start it like, back up a little bit. What up, Cornhusker people? Alright, we'll give everybody a couple minutes. Let me know if that audio sounds good. It's raining here on this metal building, so might be a little background noise. Sunday's complete. Frank Papolizio said I'm the man. I got my laptop over here. I'll try to check on it every now and then. If you guys have comments, questions, whatever. I think we're gonna do some penetration without hitting the knee stuff today. So we'll just kind of start from there and just kind of see where things go. Hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. I got Reese Jones, state champ, with me. I think he's clean. We're just rolling the dice today for the people. Shout out to Lewis Baker for doing this, man. Putting all these people together and everything's been pretty cool to watch. If you guys appreciate what he did, I think he's got a couple, Beat the Streets Philadelphia, and then Joe Heskett's fun. If you guys don't know, Joe Heskett had a stroke and he's trying to get back to normal. Got a lot of medical bills and stuff. So if you guys have gotten anything from all these coaches that Lewis put together, man, please. I know everybody's tight right now, but drop a couple bucks to a good cause if you can, because I know Lewis put a ton of time and effort into this and brought a lot of cool people together. I'm just very appreciative that you thought enough to reach out to me to be a part of this. So anyways, like I said, I got my laptop over there. I'll try to check a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit, something that kind of works with freestyle, but something that also can apply to folk style. I've heard, Mike Mao, and I've talked to coaches, a lot of coaches recently, about penetrating without hitting the knee. One of the biggest troubles, especially when you're starting to learn how to go get to a leg, is not stretching yourself out too far. So drop steps is a lot of the first things we learn, right? Which is level change, beat the head hands, and then get to the leg, get to the body, get to my double, get to my single. Now, there's ways to get to the body, get to the legs, get to your attacks without necessarily having to level change, stretch my body out, go grab some body parts, and then try to put them on the ground. The reason why I think this works great for freestyle is it works a lot off this guy's pressure, especially when we're on the edge. So in freestyle, when we're looking for edge push outs, and I'm trying to push this guy out, a lot of times those attacks come to be real easy. So I'm going to talk about footwork, I'm going to talk about pressure, and I'm going to talk about position. All of it's going to yield into our normal leg attacks, single, double, high crotch, stuff like that, but we're going to do it a little bit different way. So the footwork's important, and the conditions are important. So the conditions are always pressure into me a little bit. So a couple ways to try to get kids to understand pressure is by controlling it with their head and their hips. So I'm just going to get my forehead and Reese's collarbone right here. We're both going to be kind of the same line with our butts, and we're just going to kind of push and feel. And he might circle a little bit, I'm circling a little bit, but I'm feeling pressure with my head, and I'm focusing on level of hips. Usually the guy with the lower hips wins. Then when you start engaging your hands are just steering. I don't do a lot of pulling and powerful movement with my hands. I think about legs being the wheels, my torso being the power, and my hands being the steering wheel. So if I was a car, I can't go anywhere without all three. So legs, engine, steering wheel. So there's a couple of drills you can do my hands. My chest isn't getting past my lead leg toe, because once it does, I'm falling. Okay, so I want to keep that same basic alignment the whole time. All right. All right, cool. So, second thing we start doing once we kind of recognize pressure is we try to start beating them with lower hips. So once I've steered a little bit with pressure, still not using my hands, but now I'm trying to get my hips lower so I can win. Usually higher hips are going to lose, so if Reese's a little bit lower and I'm tall, it's going to be real tough for me to beat him here. But once I beat the hips and I get lower, I can start backing them up. I can start controlling them. So edge drills, once I engage my hands and can steer, starts really helping out this situation. So once you get them to kind of recognize pressure, then you can start introducing your hands. And your hands are going to allow to steer his arms, his body, his head. I just start double inside ties because that's what everybody's comfortable with. Call me double inside ties. I'm going to get back in that collarbone, and now I'm starting to push. Now if I'm pushing Reese straight towards the edge, he's going to circle back in. Ref's yelling at him, coach is yelling at him, his brain's telling him, hey, I got to make sure I don't get pushed out. So as he starts to circle, I've got to get used to cutting off the mat. That's starting to be strategic, okay? So as I'm there, pushing back, he starts to circle, he's starting to cut off the mat. And again, with freestyle rules, I'm pushing with my body and my head, okay? I'm not pushing with straight arms. So I should get pushed out every time, or I can shoot them out. Okay, so that's another drill you can do with your guys is just get them to understand pressure, then engage the arms, which are my steering option, and then I'm starting to cut off the mat. That's a simple little warm-up drill you can do. Then they're starting to get comfortable backing people up or pushing into them long enough to get that reaction back. So you're doing the edge drills, and I saw Nico Megaludis doing a really cool drill the other day, working out of his house. He was in on a single. He was just focused on pushing the guy out of bounds, but the same method. He's steering. So Reese is trying to circle. And we're learning how to cut off the mat. Okay? Those are little tactical things. A lot of times we get in the wrestling room and we only want to show technique, technique, technique. We never talk about tactics and strategy. Those are tiniest things at the highest level that are really going to make those guys good on the edge. But the better you are at putting guys on the edge and creating pressure, the better you're going to be at getting attacks. So once we kind of get through what pressure is, where I want to be when I have pressure, and how I steer pressure and use my feet at the same time, now we can start talking about my attacks off pressure. So first attack is going to be a simple little dip step. I just call it a dip step. So you can do this without a partner. You're going to be in your stance, you're going to step, you're going to square, and you're just going to drop your butt to your heels and kind of rotate up, okay? This is kind of that duck motion, but what it does is as I drop and I kind of rotate, I'm trying to get my neck behind his armpit, makes for a real easy duck under. And again, start everything with double inside ties, then you change it inside outside, double outside, underhooks, all of this stuff will work out of your control and pressure. So I'm double inside ties, I'm pressuring in, not a lot, not a ton, we're not fighting. Again, I'm just trying to learn pressure and how to get down, and I'm trying to get behind his arm, okay? And I'm just using this full dip step. So I've learned how to control pressure. I've got my hands steering. Now I'm just going to disappear for a second. So I get in that pocket. I get inside, I get a little bit of pressure. I'm going to square. I'm going to square, and I'm just going to dip, okay? I'm just going to dip, get my head under the arm, back through the hole, ear to the shoulder, and then I'm running my takedown. You end up double. However you finish there, body lock, drop them on their head, spike them. But again, this is the first little thing. Square, butt drop. And you can just get the kids used to just dropping their butt and swinging through. Okay? Butt drops to the heels, and I'm just swinging through. Just that little motion. Then, say their best with their hand fighting, move this guy around, they get him on the edge, square, boom. Right there. Now, again, I did lower level, I didn't stretch out, didn't have to grab something, didn't have to pull it in, trail leg, drive across. Like, those are tough things for young kids to do, all right? You give them something simple, square, butt drop, head on the back side of the arm, then we can start getting to our finishes. So dip step is in my opinion, one of the more basic ways to get pressure, not have to penetrate, and pop behind this guy's arm. All right, if anybody's got any questions or anything, I know there's a little bit of a delay. I'll hop over there and try to answer as many questions as I can, but if not, I'm just going to keep running. Let me know if the audio is good. All right, so dip step. All right, there's a bunch of different steps we're going to get through today. Steps meaning footwork to get to an attack. Okay, a lot of guys marvel at the Europeans, why they're so smooth, why they're so slick. See those guys, they don't stretch themselves out as much. The more I stretch myself out and try to go grab stuff, the more riskier it gets. Okay, so dip step. And again, you got a lot of options with your dip step as a secondary attack because I'm not taking a huge risk. When I shoot high crotch, man, a lot of things I got to get perfect at a high level to keep myself from getting in trouble. With this dip step, if he circles out, I'm pressuring in, and that dip and he circles out, maybe my secondary attack's there when I penetrate. Maybe a backside attack is there. So once you get them confident scoring the dip step, the duck under motion, when you guys get circling away, then you just say, hey, go play with a secondary attack. So I'm here, I try to dip, right into my single. And again, notice, my biggest enemy a lot of times is chest past the lead leg toe. When my chest gets past the lead leg toe, I'm falling or I'm diving. I'm not shooting anymore because my hips aren't under me. So with my dip step, when I dip and I come back up and he circles out, hips are still under me. I just got to adjust and attack. Okay? I can get complete separation and hit a low level attack. I can step dip right here, right into a low single attack. Okay? So again, it's giving them a principle, a position, and then just letting them play a little bit with their best stuff. Right? So say I'm not really good at duck unders, but I got a really good low single. Okay? Amani's off camera. All right? She won cargo this year. She's the best low level attack in our club. All right? Maybe she's not the best at duck under, but she can use this duck under to get this guy to move and then get to her best stuff. So she never is going to hit a duck under, but it's her setup, right? So I'm pressuring in, I'm putting on in, duck, right there. Then I'm starting to get into my laces, things like that. And again, you'll be surprised at how your kids will start linking their best stuff in with one little concept you give them. And I talk to a lot of coaches, trying to learn myself, and I talk to a lot of coaches too, like, man, I don't know how much I should give my kids or let them play. Let them play. Let them play. Give them a concept, let them play from there. All right, so this dip step is kind of our first initial square, butt drop, pop back up, off the pressure. Everything I'm going to show today is off a little bit of pressure. Okay? All right, cool. So now, dip step, okay, is our first one. All right, second one's going to be our outside step. This is a little bit trickier because kids aren't using the step outside to score a takedown. So when I'm hitting this outside step, same thing, it's off the same pressure. Pressuring in. Now again, this foot's coming way past here. All right, now I got to get the up on the side, and then I'm running down. But again, I'm stance, pressure, head's controlling the pressure, not my hands. I'm not here pushing, because those things kind of happen. All right? I'm not pushing with my arms and trying to step outside. Too much space. Okay? I got to have head position, stay home, contact, now I'm inside. And now I can pressure him back. And now I can get to this outside step. Then start turning my belt buckle in. Alright? So dip step. Now outside step. And again, I'm not taking a big risk. I get here and he squares up. I'm right back to my stance. So if he runs out from my outside step, right here. Maybe I keep attacking that angle. Maybe I go backside. I was watching some kids work out, some videos of Boom Ranch. Shout out to the Jitums up in Tennessee. They were working on attacking across the body. Okay? And they're talking about coming off the elbow, this guy circles and attacking across the body. Everybody's felt an elbow off a million times in their life. so we know what their general reaction is going to be. Anytime I attack this outside of his body, he doesn't circle away, I'm going to score it. Okay? From here inside, I go outside step, trying to attack. I'm still in pretty good shape. I just got to get my head back center. Okay? And again, little core concept. There might be 5 kids in your club that get really good at an outside step. But just give them some conditions. But I can't go outside step when I don't have pressure. If me and him are just here, and I try to step outside, there's no good reaction. If I got a lot of pressure, right? And I'm not going to get too deep into finishes because I want to talk more about feet and pressure, but the backside hand is my money. All right, the backside hand is my money. It's not near side hand. So anytime I outside step attack, even when I duck on this dip step, when I duck, this hand, that's the money hand. Okay, I like things to roll a leg and an arm, and this is the money hand. This is what keeps that shoulder dip and allow me to wrestle in that tight circle. Tighter circle I wrestle in, the better. Okay, tighter circle I wrestle in, the better. Oh my God. Strip matters watching. You're nervous. Alright? So now, and again, any series you use to close distance is fine. If you're an outside the tie guy, we pair the head. And a lot of times wait for this guy to come to us. Then when he does, I can start wrestling. Fight inside, fight outside. Okay? If you're more like me and don't like being outside the tie, you stay at home. Get right there in that armpit. Then I can start getting that pressure. Get through the hole, okay? But again, everything's off him, pressuring back into me. If I don't have pressure, these aren't as effective. And again, we're trying to stop this. Okay, we're trying to stop penetrating, stretching myself out, taking unnecessary risks. Okay? So dip step, outside step, and again, core concept, then let them play. Okay? They might take a little backside, or a little head steer, get some pressure, and then get to their outside step. Okay? You might have guys that start out backside. Maybe they're pulling here like they're going to single. Get pressure in. Then get their dip step and their drop. Those are all low-risk positions that I put myself in to get to a pretty high percentage finish. Okay? So I got to make sure that that core concept allows my kids to explore and score with it, but also use it to score off of their better attacks, or use their better attacks to score off this core concept. Now, second one that we teach a lot, okay, it's a difference. There's 2 movements with my feet that are a little bit different, okay? A rocker step and what I call a quick step. So a rocker step, and the way I teach it is square stance. If I had a magic marker on the center of my chest, and I had to draw a circle with it. And I'm going butt cheek to heel, butt cheek to heel. It's like I'm drawing a circle with a magic marker on my chest. Okay, and just getting the kids used to rotating their hips. It's not here and then back up. It's one giant circle with my hips. And what that does is allows me to release pressure a different way. Okay? So I'm here, double inside ties. I got pressure back into me. I take that rock, and watch his chest as I rock. And then I'm rocking back, boom, right into my single leg attack. Okay? And again, this rocker step, okay, once you get that motion of rocking and pulling over the top, now I'm steering that body because I'm disappearing under it. So I'm here, I got pressure, he's pressuring back, right into my attack. Single leg attack. And again, I'm getting shoulder to hamstring. That's one thing I want to One thing I want to point out on my single legs, I don't like shoulder to IT band. We're getting closed wizard to death here. Now this is tough, but this is also it's tougher for me to get to, but it's tougher for him to defend. From here to there, much tougher for him to defend. Shoulder to hamstring. So when you're drilling, when you're trying to get these guys to really get to a good finish, I see a lot of people, how do you be closed wizard, how do you finish singles on the highest level guys? Focus on trying to get your guys to get shoulder to hamstring. It's tough because it's a big angle, but if we get there, we got high percentage finish. So rocker step, I'm pressuring. And again, anytime I'm creating pressure, Okay, a lot of it's going to depend on how this guy reacts, right? He drops down and goes shin. He stays up on the feet. However you guys finish in your club or however your individual guys finish, perfectly fine as well. Okay, so the rocker step. And again, the way I teach it is just getting kids to do this little weird move right here. Dropping their hips, rotating, drawing that circle with their chest. Okay? And then again, it's low risk. If I rocker step, he's pressuring, I rocker step, and I look for the turn, I'm right back up. Okay? Then maybe I can be up. I don't know. All right? They can combine penetration with pressure release with these simple concepts. But again, it's taking that big risk of diving and grabbing, penetrating and reaching away. All right? All right, so we've gone through dip step, we've gone through outside step, we've gone through rocker step. Now the difference between rocker step and quick step is I'm kind of picking my foot up and then I'm firing off of it. Okay, so when I quick step, he's giving me pressure. I'm just going to pick my foot up. So just know where my foot's at, and then where I pick it up, and then he drives it back. But when it hits, I'm firing off of it. Okay? So the quick step is kind of like pulling the hammer back on a gun. My foot's here, pull the hammer back. When that hammer hits, it's 4 or 5 inches away, I'm firing off of it. So my motion is just a little quick lift, pop, lift, pop. And you just get your kids in their stance, get them used to lifting, popping. And that chest drops, need a chest, and I've still got explosion here. That's one big problem we make, is we stretch ourselves out too far, then there's no more explosion. There's no more athleticism here. I'm maxed out. I can't really go get anything. Yonemitsu might be one of the few guys, Japanese guy, I believe he's an Olympic champ, that can score from this position. Go watch the Yonemitsu. Dude would just shoot crazy outside attacks full split. Alright? But again, quick step. I get that pressure, I lift, fire. See how he's starting to, this trick works in junior high. Pull the leg, tack it. Pull the leg, tack it. At the highest level, you don't see too many guys just, hey man, give me that leg, and then go grab it. You gotta trick them a little bit more. Alright, gotta trick them a little bit more. So pressure in, hands come up. Now, as you start getting comfortable, you can go from double inside ties to inside outside. You got double outside ties. So now it's not just painting your athletes in a box. Okay? Your athletes have options to put their hands all over the place. You might have an athlete that's inside tie, shoulder block, inside tie, thumb block, inside tie, wrist control. I'm just going to create pressure here. Okay? Maybe you've got a guy that's an arm drag guy that wants to stay on the wrist, but doesn't want this guy grabbing his elbow, so he can quick step with arm drag. Okay? So you got a guy that's a real good arm drag guy. Watch a lot of Keith Gavin. But I'm not reaching up, wax on, wax off. I'm controlling. I'm taking that quick step, boom, and I'm dragging just enough to get that guy to go by me. I'm just like a bullfighter. Pressure into me, boom. I'm just disappearing. That's all I'm trying to do is get pressure, control it, get ready to steer it, and then attack with it. So this quick step's important. And the quick step is not just a single leg attack. You watch the Iranians, good lefty high crotches, Frank Molinaro, some of the better high crotch guys that we've had come through. You watch them, it's a quick step, boom, they're firing off of it. So not just a single leg, I can fire to a high crotch. I can be here, he pressures back, boom. See how that little quick step, my back foot coming up, popping and firing the trigger, allows me to release enough pressure, that guy falls over the top of me. So make a note where Reese's head's at, where it starts, where my body's at. I don't back up, okay? And I don't take a big shot forward either. All I do is I'm in my position here, and I take that quick step. Look how far he went over the top. Then I can start getting to my legs and finishing. I'm not reaching, I'm not stretching, I'm not having a battle to get that leg back in. Such a much easier attack. And Molinaro was just real good with it on the left side. Okay, he'd be here, He have inside tie or outside tie, doesn't matter. He quick step here. He quick step, boom. Okay? To the backside. Got a lot of options there. But once you recognize the principles, create pressure, control it, release it, steer it, then you just add your footwork in, makes a world of difference. Okay? So, talking about this quick step, just let them play with it. So, and I got multiple things that I'm trying to accomplish now. Give them an edge. If I don't even have a ring, maybe you got a tape line, doesn't matter, a point of reference. Reese doesn't want me to push him back there, he's just making me work a little bit. But I'm putting him on the edge. See how he's starting to lean? Even if I just disappeared, he's falling forward. So get that principle down, and then start letting him play. Quick step, boom. Maybe I quick step to a backside double. All right, there's no wrong answers. All right, no wrong answers. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Quick step to a high drive. Cross the body. Okay? Or, quick step don't feel good to me, coach. All right, try the rocker step. You're a single leg guy. Right here. Right. Feels a lot better. Feels a lot better rocking. All right, good. Play with it. All right, and again, it's low risk because we're not reaching, diving, trying to pull stuff in. All right? Shout out to the legend, Jose and Elena in the house. All right? So now we got dip step. Okay? We got quick step, we got outside step, we got rocker step. All right? Now, we got a couple more. The split step, okay? Quick step is firing off. Dip step, we're just dipping. Outside step is an outside step, and then that rocker step, we're loading up to the back heel and rolling into our attacks. Now, split step is a little bit different. I've had to go really good at camps. I've had to be complete disasters at camps. So the biggest thing I focus on when we're learning the split step is I'm picking my lead leg up, putting it behind me, and it hits the ground and fires me forward without picking that foot up too quick. A lot of kids want to do this. All right, that's just switching my feet. Okay, I'm not switching my feet. Watch where my chest is from the side as I pick my foot up. See how I'm shooting forward. All right, so that split step really gets that release, but it ends me up in an outside step. So all of these positions and pressure release, we put ourselves in similar finished positions. All right, this one we're going to be back to that outside step. So split step, and I'm trying to get my chest low. So I just get kids relaxed in their stance, pick that lead leg up, put it behind them, fire off of it. Okay, so quick step. And the quicker they get at it, the better. They're moving around, boom, firing in. This doesn't necessarily have to be an inside attack or inside the tie attack, outside the tie, or even with a lot of pressure. Okay? You'll see guys foot change. Darian Cruz probably has some of the best footwork in the game. All right? And he does some wild stuff. And it'll start end up being misdirection as well, which we'll get into a little bit in a little bit. All right? So this split step. All right? Same thing. Control pressure with my head. Beat him with my hips lower than his. Steer with my arms. Inside tie is always the best place to start. Then let them explore from there. They can even hit all this stuff with an underhook. All right? So pressure in. Now, foot light. Okay, it's going to come up. It's going to go behind. And then I'm firing forward. Again, didn't dive. Didn't stretch out. This guy came to me. All right? It's almost like I'm trying to get this guy to take himself down. All right? So stand. Stay at home right here. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Whoop. Right outside step. Now, if I outside step, chase his hamstring, he circles away. Watch how I'm not stretched out flat on my belly, looking like a clown. Pressure, here. Circle out hard. Boom, right here. Okay? I'm still not in bad shape. My feet are under me. Right? I can still shoot a cross-body attack, or I can just reset, take that data. Hey, when I split step on that pressure, I didn't have enough pressure, or he circles out real good on me. Maybe next time I split step, immediately go low level. Some pressure in, split step outside attack, boom. And just let them play. Let them create. Let them break a ton of rules in the wrestling room. Man, if I would have just straight up trained our guys and said, we're going to be this club, we're going to do this, this, and this, man, guys like Taylor Lujan, I don't know if they would have been as entertaining as they were. But, man, we just let our kids play. And that was a big testament to Lee Roper. He was just big on conceptual, letting these kids play and find their way. Even though some days it felt like we didn't make a lot of progress. Like, man, we saw a lot of wheels. Again, I just got a call. I'll make sure I didn't mess up the line. All right, we're good. So, now we're going split step. Now, once they first start doing the split step, it's going to be a little tough for them to get that timing down. Like I said, some kids will get it great. Some kids will struggle with it. Don't want to do that. Okay, it's not. It's up, back, stomp, forward. All right, but I'm not stretching. So I'm here. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Boom, here. And again, I don't have to stay on the backside like a duck under. I can split step to a high crotch. I can split step to a double. Again, concept, let them play to their best attack. So I'm pressuring here, split step. Okay? That was pretty horrible. All right? But again, let them play in there. Maybe high crotch feels better to me. Outside step, hips are under me. All right? Just getting my hips, again, here, here, here. Hips, chest alignment. Not here. Okay? Chest over toe, a lot of times gets us in a lot of trouble. All right? So this split step I really like because it's quick, but I can also start incorporating the split step into some outside step stuff. Okay? Split step a lot of times can be the outside attack stuff that'll set up. All right? So I'm here, I'm pressuring. I split step here. Okay? My feet are still set. Now this is my original lead leg, but he circles hard right here. My feet are still set. Maybe I hit him with a double after that. Okay? We saw Andrew Alton headlock people setting them up from a duck under. Right? We all thought it was an accident until he did it a couple more times. Again, just letting our guys play, letting them work in there, and then just starting to refine what their best attack is going to be. All right? So split step is still a pressure release. All of these, I'll run through them real quick. Right here on the tape line, so we got a reference. Place up pressure, dip. Notice, I didn't move very far. All right? Pressure here. Outside step. Up in. Still in the same spot. Didn't penetrate a ton forward. All right? Pressure here. Quick step. Didn't move very far forward. Still in the same spot, but getting to the legs and the body in good position. All right? Rocker step. Same thing. Knees didn't open up very much. Okay? Getting that shoulder to the hamstring. Working that corner. Making things easy for me to finish because I got hips in, back straight, head up. We tell our kids hips in, back straight, head up all the time, but what kind of bad shots are they taking? Because we're not showing them the best, cleanest setups. All right, so quick step, rocker step, all right, dip step, outside step, and then my split step. Okay, now what I want to do is explore the split step a little bit, because what that split step kind of mixed with the outside step does, starts to create a lot of misdirection. Now, misdirection, in my opinion, is a weight shift. Okay, that means here. Misdirection, yeah, there's super dogs, those super fancy things, and to me, that's still one of the most underrated attacks. Everybody thinks it's flashy and showing off. It's still one of the best attacks. I think that it's so underrated in wrestling. Now, we start doing outside step split steps, I can start misdirecting. So now we start to mix the rocker step, which was making a circle with my body, right? Making a circle with my hips. And now I'm starting to rock one side and then come back to attack the other side. Now, you don't have to be a great athlete to do it. You just got to know how this guy's going to react. And it's a weight shift. So at the highest level, right, we start working them inside ties, no pressure. And they're in their stance, maybe even squared up a little bit. And they're just rotating. Get my hips around the body, get my head around their head. Just getting used to this. Then we put them in their stance. And then we get them used to here. Then we add pressure. Okay? The pressure makes this attack quicker. So when I got all that space, I got a little bit more time. But if I got more time, that means he's got more time to react. So I want it quick and I want to pop. Okay? So I'm pressure now. Okay? Pressure now. So when I go split step, and I'm to this side, right? And he starts to maybe circle a little bit, and then I rotate back. Then I start getting those attacks. Okay, that's that misdirection attack. And a lot of times, pressure here, you can just lock on the leg. You can just step up, lock on the leg, and then rotate. And then you got it. Again, not diving, not penetrating, not even stretching myself out. Just leaning for a reaction. Because the best guys at the highest level, they react to those small little things. They react to pressure leaning to the left. They're going to adjust. All right? So I pressure lean to the left. He circles right. Got it. And the same thing from the outside, right? Just get your stance. The exact same thing as when I super duck. Lean to the left. Tack to the right. Okay? And again, we're not just a super duck and scrambling club. All right? But again, I want our kids to have the highest level of everything and the right principles. All right? And there's a lot of these small things that have made our kids really freaking good. All right? So now, with this split step, just focus on pressure. Get into that body. Get into those legs. Get into my attack. Okay? And then if I want to get a little fancier with it, I split step anchor. Split step anchor, and then I just hit a sweep motion. It's just like a sweep double. So I'm here, pressure, split step, right into my single leg. Okay? Right into my single leg. And it's all my footwork and just head rotation. Put him on the tape line. Right here. Watch how far he goes back. Watch how far I don't. Okay? Split step. Right here, to his body, or if I go backside. Okay, here, I split step. Notice I'm almost in the exact same spot. I got both his knees pinched together. He's falling over the top. Bad day for him. Okay? Bad day for this guy. It's all because I created pressure. I beat him with my hips being lower. And I got that release, and I knew exactly what I was doing. All right, so we got about 20 minutes left. All right, so I want to make sure that, again, all these principles, if you guys want to follow up with me afterwards, perfectly fine. I don't mind explaining it a little bit further. I got a lot of this footage on my Rockfin channel. There's a lot of this stuff broken down. If you guys want to check it out too, just DM me. I'll send you links and stuff. But again, it's pressure, release, get to a leg attack. So, and we can do the same thing on the outside attack as well. Just like I said, and we can use a head pair. We like a lot of head pairs because we got some guys at low level attack outside a tie. I can make this guy chase me to a tie. Okay? I can make this guy chase me to a tie. Then when he starts to attack, boom, I get to my tie. And then I got my pressure up, pressure in a little bit as soon as I get it back. Boom, right there. To my sweep double. Or to just pair the head. He starts attacking you right here. Maybe I go quick step to a high crotch. Alright? Maybe I will go quick step, boom. Outside step. High crotch. Start getting to those legs. But it's all off the pressure. None of this stuff works near as good unless I'm driving into him and he's pressuring back into me. And then you just bring it back. If guys are struggling with their finishes, we got a little finish drill that we work on. We start him in a high crotch. And this guy's just kind of circling away. And I'm staying here, get back straight head up. And I'm changing to a double. Okay? And I change to a single. And I'm into him. And I'm back to a double. Okay? High crotch. Keeping hips and back straight head up. Single. And a lot of times, we get here and that guy squares up. Stay on that single. We get our cutback single leg. Okay? So again, anything your guys are already good at, get them in some of these positions and just say, hey, I'm going to start you in a high crotch, figure out how to finish a single leg. And let them play a little bit, but it's going to make you think conceptually as well. That's how kind of a lot of the scrambling stuff gets stuck together. You know what I'm saying? It's like guys that know scramble positions say, get in a high crotch. Now, how would I put this guy in a low single? Okay? Well, low single, I got to have head inside. So hip bump, head throw. Now I got to have him lower on the leg. So I'm going to stuff the head, clean the grip, kind of dive away and stuff his head. Now I got to turn back into him. So as I'm stepping away, turning back into this guy. Now I got him in a low single. Now I can start attacking over the top. And I know you guys are probably like, well, we just started in finishing leg attacks and now we're scrambling. I'm getting you guys to think progressive-wise so your kids can think progressive-wise. The more you think progressive-wise in the room, the more they're going to we yell at kids about transitional wrestling all the time in a match. How often in practice do we give them opportunities to transitional wrestle? Okay? Let them problem solve. Wrestling is so much problem solving and critical thinking. A lot of times we don't let their brains grow enough in the room. It's too structured for us. Right? I know that's kind of a weird concept, and we only get 4 or 5 days a week with them. Maybe 2 hours at a time. 10 hours in a week is tough. But again, progression. Letting them progress on what they're doing. All right? Let me grab a quick splash right quick. What am I missing, Reed? I forget anything so far? Huh? Anybody got any questions? What's up, Rob? What's up, Mike? Now, and again, a lot of this stuff too, you can start playing around short offense. You can start playing around different positions. I mean, the biggest thing about recognizing pressure and then releasing the pressure, right? You got firemen, you got arm throws, you got headlocks, you got lat drops. All that stuff works when guys are pressuring in, but if they don't understand the initial concept, then they're going to struggle with it. All right? So you say you got a guy that's good at a fireman's. Like, all right, what are the principles of pressure release? So I'm going to get my head and neck pit. I'm going to control here. Now, I've got to hit a fireman's, whether I'm hitting near side or far side, but I need that pressure first. So I'm pressuring in. Now I need to release it. So I need to get lower than his head, and I need to disappear. Okay? So I'm pressuring here. Maybe I got an underhook. Maybe he's trying to bully me with a hook, but I'm staying tough here pressure. Now when I drop, again, I didn't move very far. I didn't stretch myself out. I didn't take a big risk. Boom, right into my fireman's. So again, another pressure release. Instead of, you see this, shout out to Johnny Julius, he'll laugh at me. But man, how often did his career sprawl? How often did his career end up here? Now he scored a lot of them because his hands were the size of trash can lids and he was strong and he spent a lot of time down here. But man, this is a tough position to beat the best guys on the planet with. I would much rather be falling over the top of us. All right? So again, head position. Hands are steering. Wherever they're at, hands are steering. Pressure. I feel that pressure. I got to release and disappear. Over the top. I'm terrible in arm spins, but arm spins would be the same way. Headlocks would be the same way. Recognizing a pressure position and then going from there. And again, my hips are under my chest. I'm not diving and reaching. It's real easy for me to recover from stuff like that when I'm not stretching out and reaching. Anybody got any questions so far? All right. So now, then once you kind of recognize all that stuff, then you're starting to have your kids explore with a secondary attack. I talked about Andrew Alton going duck to headlock earlier. There's obviously a lot more less creative ways to do stuff. But just have them go out there and say, hey, look, pressure release. Your second attack can be a little bit of a penetration, but your first one has to be pressure release. So I'm in here double inside ties, and I'm looking for pressure, and then I'm trying to dip step. Okay? And then we're reading this attack. Single leg staring me in the face. Did I penetrate to my single? Yeah. But was his feet crossed up and in bad position and weight on his heel? Yeah, so my opportunity to score goes up higher. So we go back to those pressure releases and say, all right, pressure release with your dip step, find a secondary attack. And this guy might give me 5 different reactions. It might not be single leg every time. I might dip step right here, and he might stay lead leg. Okay? Boom, level change. Open the window, get to that high crotch. Okay? It might be 2 releases. I might pressure in, try to score. They run away. I create more pressure and score my second time. Okay? So maybe it's outside step release right here. Pressure in again. To my backside attack. Okay? And again, the more he's thinking about defending my attacks, the less he's thinking about his offense. Right? And those are the types of things that we want to keep fresh in our guys' heads as they're trying to learn how to score with these pressure release attacks. Okay? And again, a lot of times when I'm pressuring, releasing, and threatening, they'll break because they don't want that control from me again. Right? And then you start getting your guys options to attack on the break. I like keeping it simple, a little spear double or low level attack. Okay? Because low singles are high percentage, spear doubles outside they're high percentage. So maybe I go split step and he runs away and I just turn and face. Now watch how much my feet are working, how much I'm staying disciplined with my level, and how my hands are working, because all of these things have to be going. Like I said, wheels of the car, engine, steering wheel, gotta have it. So I'm here, pressure, I split step chase right here, level change. I like my eyes. He's a right leg lead, not a left leg lead. I've got his head beat. I'm close enough. I got my back foot set. Boom, right into him. But I don't just kind of slough the pressure release split step off. I'm trying to get it. The harder he runs away, the better my secondary attack's going to be. So pressure. Okay? Feet are set. Hands are set. Knowing when to release. Okay? And a simple thing a lot of us do, I love this drill. Get on your knees. Both knees just square. Just pressuring on this guy and having this guy get used to chopping through my arms. Right there. Just getting this guy to chop through my arms. Or me chopping through his arms. Okay? Hustling to angles. Okay? Hustling out. I did that backwards. Sorry. He's on his feet. Right here. No. I'm sorry. You're on your knees. I'm on my feet. He's pressuring. Just chopping. See how he's leaning? That's the same principles when we're doing our pressure release. Chop. Hustle my feet to the angle. Now when he's on his feet, same principle. Chop. Hustle to the angle. Okay? Now I'm not pressure releasing and beating him, but anytime he pushes on me, he knows what's up. I can go down. I can go up. Okay? When I chop, I'm chopping at the forearm. Butt and hands are dropping. So when I post on Reese and he chops, see how his butt? I don't want him going back though. I want him to create an angle. Boom. Here. Angles. My chest is out over my toe. My hands are on the mat. He's hustling to an angle. You can start practice with this. A little drill warm up. Chop, chase, tail. Mike Mal talks about chasing tail all the time. I can also pop up. He's posted, but when I pop behind the elbows. I pop in front of the arms, just elbows bend. Boom. They're still in the way. When I go behind, right there. Okay? And again, it's a little bit of a pressure release. Watch how I go through some of my footwork when I post. So he's pushing. Listen up. Okay? Now, and I end up nice outside step, hips with me. He's into me. You'll see a lot of guys post across. Post on me right here. See a lot of guys post across. They'll even shift back. We'll give them some good pressure. Right here. They'll post, boom, right across. I'm terrible in single legs. But you'll see guys post. You'll even see guys lock down and post. See guys lock down. Bend that arm. Pull a little bit. Give it a little bit of pressure. Then beat the shoulder. Then hit that sinew. Okay? You'll see a lot of guys figure out the best ways to get to their best stuff. Sometimes as coaches, we got to help them find the path. All right? But that's a lot of that stuff. Anytime there's pressure into me, my body, different parts of my body, man, it's just like a thumb block. And again, I'm just going wild off tangents right now, so I apologize. I'm just trying to think about all the pressure-related stuff. I can be here, thumb block, inside tie. When this guy swims inside, release. Okay, look at his position. It's falling. It's falling. Okay, same principle front headlock, first day of practice. I can't snap this. I'm way bigger, better looking, and stronger than Reese. I'm not going to snap him to the floor when his lead leg's there. He'll just keep adjusting. So what do I got to do? I got to get the lead leg away. Then I got to snap him down. Same thing with our pressure. I got to have pressure first before I can attack a position. So thumb blocks are great. Shoulder blocks are great. Right here. He can't even swim inside here. Okay, when he does, boom, I got him beat. All right? I can steer this guy's shoulder block, then when he swims inside. Disappeared to my near side attack. I got high crotches. So you can run practice after practice with one concept at a time and say, look, he's pressuring with both hands. We're going to chop or post, get to his body, get to his legs, get wherever you feel comfortable. And then just kind of maybe reverse engineer. Work backwards from there. There's a lot of options there for kids to explore with a core fundamental. Okay? With a core fundamental. So that's kind of the big chunk of what I wanted to cover today. I've had a couple people talk about beating shin whizzers, single leg stuff like that, so I'm going to shift gears here a little bit and just talk to you kind of my philosophy on beating shin whizzers and beating single legs on the mat. We got about 10, 12 minutes left. If you guys got questions, I don't mind going any longer. So a lot of times we get questions about, I single leg this guy, he grabs his shin. Okay? Again, just relax. Right there. Shin whizzer, grabbing his sock. All right. Couple things we can do, but there's a couple consequences based off of what I do. Now, I'm in on this single leg. First order of business anytime I'm in on a single leg is get my hands above his knee. Stand straight up. This is the way I kind of explain people when we're talking about scrambling. The higher up on his leg I go, the more flexibility he has. He has an ankle, he has a knee, he has a hip. All right? The higher up I go, the less flexible he is. The lower I go, the more flexible he is. The more flexible this guy is, the more options he has to defend. So if I'm in on a single leg up here tall, no shin whizzer, not a lot of flexibility. I start getting lower and lower and lower. That knee's turning away. He's cranking his shin whizzer. My head's to the mat. I'm struggling here. Okay? First little thing we can do. Circle a bit. First little thing we can do. Dave Schultz was amazing at this. Dave Schultz would just put his knee on the ankle and just put that ankle to the mat. See how that stretched out his whizzer? Now, if you do it really hard, you could probably put that guy's knee in jeopardy. To my knowledge, that's not illegal. But you see how I'm all the way behind him now. Now, the biggest mistake we make when we get here trying to finish, even though my hand's not above the knee, is we try to sit back and shelf. And when we sit back and shelf, he either pushes back into us or he kicks out. Right there. Okay? Biggest mistake we make on finished single legs, and if you guys want to watch some good single leg stuff, if you ever get a chance to watch Doug Schwab teach his single leg finishes, so many tiny details in there. All right? There might be a couple up on our YouTube channel or Rockfit. But again, I can't release pressure. The minute I release pressure is the minute this guy kicks out. If I'm shin whizzering and he goes inside shelf, right here, that's where we get beat a lot on the kick out. So I've got to keep shoulder pressure. Right here. And again, I go with this Schultz finish first. I just put my knee on the inside and I just get his foot turned outside. Now I stay into him. Stay into him. I got shoulder pressure. I'm almost using my chest and my thigh as hands. Now my hands are free. I can start looking far leg reach. Okay? Far leg reach, in my opinion, is the best way to finish single legs. All right? You ever get a chance to watch Keith Lawrence? He's the most underrated technician in the planet. Guy from Virginia, co-inventor of the Granby with Coach Martin. Amazing guy. Now, I get here and he starts to shin whizzer. I don't necessarily want to go inside shelf, but he's starting to beat me here. Now I got a couple options. Okay, I can circle out in front a little bit to keep my head up and get my hands above the knee. Now it's changing a little bit. Okay, then anytime I have my elbow, turn a little bit, anytime I have my elbow on the mat, here, he can't square up. Now he can stalemate me here, but he can't square up. When my elbow gets on the calf, square up all day. He's crushing me here. Okay, even a little tiny Reese. All right, so I'm here. All right, he's killing me with the whizzer. I'm trapped. I've got to circle a little bit to get the pressure off. But when I circle, head comes up, hand goes above the knee. And then I just got to work here. See how I got hands above the knees now? Now I can start getting my knee behind. Notice the pressure never goes away. The pressure stays in the whole time. Shoulder stays in the pocket, and I'm driving and circling, always looking for far leg reach there. Okay. Now if I do go inside shelf, okay, again, got to make sure there's pressure because this guy's going to kick out. Inside shelf was a big thing a couple years ago. Starting to get beat a little bit more as the scrambling gets better. When we go inside shelf, outside knee replaces inside knee steps up. Now, as long as I get here and I'm clamped, if I get here and I'm loose, I'm done. I'm done. We can't sit back to get to a single leg finish. It's got to be into the guy. Okay? So I'm here. He's crushing me. I can't even circle back out in front. I'm going to go inside shelf. Knee replace. Boom. Step up. Now I'm here. Maybe let you guys play a little bit. For me, circling, that's pretty tough. Getting all the way to that other leg, but I can circle here. All right? I can get up to this position. Maybe I want to bump and bring it back across. Maybe I want to stay right here and shoulder roll and try to attack across the body. Again, that's a concept, and then you kind of plug it in with what you do with your club. Whether it's far leg reach, whether it's we finish on our feet every time, no matter what, all that type of stuff. Okay? Because again, a lot of these guys you watch Richie Figueroa wrestle. Man, you get it on a single leg and you're deep and you think you're winning, beat Greg D Alkmahalis in the Super 32 finals. Just got tricky here, right? Then on that single, Greg's not paying attention here, or he's stepping up. Things goes opposite pick. Reaches across, boom. That was a match right there. We see it a lot. And a lot of times it's when we come up too tall and we don't have enough pressure. When my shoulder's on the hamstring, when I'm driving across, big difference. Here, and I'm hands above the knees, driving across, there's not a lot. He can't reach this leg. He's not picking. I'm looking far leg reach all day long, just staying disciplined there. All right? And again, man, just give your kids some core concepts. It might be 1 or 2 concepts for the whole practice. It might be, look, we're gonna learn how to attack off the other guy pushing into us. Okay? We're gonna do some edge wrestling today. That guy's gonna push into you. I want you to figure out a way to get your best attacks. And then give them some hints to cheat on the test along the way. Watch them develop. Man, I've gotten so much better watching him learn how to wrestle. It's making me better learn how to teach. Right? He asks a lot of questions. Right? He probably asks more questions than anybody in our club. But man, you see him thinking about it and staying engaged while we're running through this technique. All right? So, and I know some single leg stuff, just stand up straight. Some single leg stuff too, single leg. A lot of guys will dive roll here, get a little bit lower. You'll see guys that'll be here and then they'll dive roll. Start getting up under the legs here. We gotta be aware of it in a sense to where if that foot's there for them to grab, because I need to be close, I need to be aware of how to defend that, okay? And to me, it's just dropping my hips. Right when that guy drops, I drop with him, all right? And there's guys that'll get to it quick, all right? I mean, Jesse Delgado used to get all the credit. There's guys that are really good at it, okay? Seth Gross and Luke Clutch are probably 2 most underrated scramblers in the game, all right? But I start getting up here, and then he starts getting that angle, that kind of 3 foot in a row. He goes to dive roll. Here, I gotta know. I can't stay here and then wait for my foot to get over here. I'm stalemate or I'm probably getting beat in the scramble. Okay? I don't want to get up on a tangent scrambling, but it's most feet in the mat. Okay, that's kind of step 1. So I get on the single, I start driving up. I feel like this guy's going to dive and go through. The minute he does, boom, I'm just dropping to my knees. Man, I'll take this. I'll take this big time. Knees wide, find that bottom shoulder. I'm in pretty good shape there. Right? So again, with these single leg concepts, it's pressure. If I'm on my feet, I got his leg, and I got pressure into him, right here, my head's up, I'm in good position, man, he don't think about dive rolling here. He thinks about dive rolling when I'm here, when I got no pressure, when I'm standing straight up. I'm not powerful here. I'm powerful here. Maybe I just bars a guard. Yeah, just blow him away with bars a guard. I don't know. Again, just a concept of pressure and recognizing what his options are. Just drop to my knee there. Shut down that leg pass. All right? And if I accidentally drop a knee on his chest or his face or whatever, I'm not intentionally doing it. I'm trying to get my hips low. I'm trying to get weight on my feet. All right? Same thing when he does pass a leg. So maybe he does beat this dive roll, or he does hit this dive roll, and he beats me here. And I get all the way across his body. He's starting to belly down. Again, feet in the mat, weight on the foot that he's attacking. Over here. Now I can start working back into it. Maybe he squares up. He wants to go low single. I got you. No, stay here. I got stuff from here. I can just come right back over the top. But if I've never been there in practice, if I've never played, if coach has never said, hey, start in on a leg pass and try to turn it on a low single. Start in a high crotch, try to turn it into a low single. If I've never played and tried to progress to that or been taught that, I get in the match and I'm lost. I'm dead in the water. And scrambling's no different than any other sequence, right? We've seen guys starting on a high crotch, change off to a double, then end up finishing a single leg because they've been there a ton, because they felt their way through it, right? They just made it happen. But again, huge thanks to Reese for coming out here and letting me use them. Huge thanks to Lewis Baker for putting all this stuff together. Man, I can't imagine how much work it's been, dude. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, yeah, it's not hard to find us on social media. Compound Wrestling, Instagram. I've been a little slacked in my technique posts, but I'll get back on it next week or so. But, you know, anytime you want to hit me up, any of that stuff, man, I love talking wrestling to anybody, helping people out. I've had a ton of people help me get to where I'm at today. So just don't be scared to be conceptual in your practices.
sometimes we get way too rigid, way too schedule-minded, man, and we don't just give our kids time to play and break the rules. And again, you're going to have some practices where you just feel like, man, nobody got any better today, and then a week later, you'll see some light bulbs go off when you're least expecting it. That's the best part of coaching. So again, if you want to donate to the Beat the Streets Philly or the Joe Heskett Fund, I'm sure you can find it on that page. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in, and I hope you guys are staying safe. We'll get back on the mat pretty soon. Appreciate it.